Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. Yes.
Okay. Ma'am, you are F for family for me. A very good evening to all of you. The theme is vitamin.
You're not audible, Toastmaster Shreya.
Okay, just give me 1 minute. Is it better now?
Yeah.
Okay. So today's theme is vitamin F. Any guesses on what it may stand for? I give you 15 seconds. Chat box. Okay. Vitamins are considered essential nutrients because they perform hundreds of roles in the body. They heal our wounds and bolster our immune system. So if we go by this, vitamin F can be any word which starts with F and is capable of either healing or bolstering our immune system or both. It can be anything, friends, family, faith. There's a F word which we try to keep away. But in the unfortunate event of having to face it, it can actually bolster the immune system of our mind and willpower. It is, while success has always brought a smile in my face, failure has taught me a lot. With the help of failures, I had been able to face and minimize failure. While we all celebrate success, it's also important to normalize failure. I had failed many times in my life, but that was not the end of it. I learned my lessons and made those failures a part of my success. So I value my failures as much I love my success. Another word with F is fabulous. And that is how I describe a meeting in Kolkata Toastmasters Club. For the benefit of guests, I'll quickly brief upon the segments of a regular meeting. First, we have our prepared speeches, where the speaker, with the help of their mentors, put in hours of practice to deliver a speech based on their speech objectives. Then comes our table topic round, where the speakers are given a topic and they speak impromptu on it. However, today we have a fantastic speech marathon, and so no table topics today. Then comes our evaluation round, which is the learning part, where our evaluators, with their valuable inputs in the form of vitamins, help us grow. And we're lucky that we have a general evaluator who takes note of everything right from the beginning of the meeting till the end. When I asked him, what is the first word starting with F that comes to his mind, he said freedom. Freedom of speech and expression. Can't agree more in this lockdown. Please welcome our general evaluator from Instill Toastmasters Club, who is a technical writer and pretty good in chess. Please welcome Toastmaster Aditya Abhishek.
Good evening, guys, for having me. I'm really delighted to be a part of another club from Calcutta. I love Calcutta, first of all. I visit every year, but due to some reasons, I cannot go there, so I decided to join you guys. So, as I'm the general evaluator, my role will be to evaluate the whole session throughout the beginning. Now, in order to make it more approachable, I have few helping hands, and these helping hands are, first one is timer Toastmaster Anirban Datta. We have him on the stage.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Good evening, everyone, once again. And I am the timer for the evening. And as a timer, my role is to keep a tab of the time used by the speakers. The time limit for the prepared speeches is 5 to 7 minutes with a grace period of 30 seconds on both the upper and the lower side. And for the evaluations, the time limit is 2 to 3 minutes with grace period of 30 seconds on both the upper and the lower sides. And I will be sharing my screen to show the timer cards today. I'll be showing the green card at the minimum time, the yellow card at the mean time, and at the red card at the end time. And till the rest of the time, I'll be showing a gray card. And at the end, I'll be back with my report. Thank you.
So I think everyone, Anirban, so everyone's speech is about 5 to 7 minutes, I guess. Everyone we want
Yes,
to...
I think so. If there are any different time limits, so I request the the evaluator to please state that.
Okay. So I request evaluator, please tell us the time beforehand when the speaker starts speaking. And the next helping hand, I would like to present to you grammarian Toastmaster Mridul Sen Gupta.
Good evening, everyone. As a grammarian for the day, my job is to tell you about the good usages of grammar and the not so good usages of grammar, whether there are any, just a moment. Yes, the good usages and the incorrect usages of grammar, and how we can improve upon our pronunciation of words, and what are the major phrases that we can take back from this particular meeting. My second job as a grammarian is to introduce the word of the day, and the word of the day goes like idyllic. So it's an adjective which means charmingly simple and serene, excellent and delightful in all respects. And usage in a sentence would be, looking down upon the idyllic loveliness of the hills of Kurseong with a cup of coffee is one of my most cherished memories of recent times. And here you see Kurseong as I remember. Thank you, and I will be returning with my report at the end of the meeting when called upon to do so. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mridul. Now I would like to present war counter Toastmaster Unang Agarwal.
Good evening, everyone. I am the war counter for the today's meeting, and my role is to jot down the top 3 war moments. I will present my report at the end of the meeting when I will be called upon to do so. Thank you.
This role, can I speak? Hello. So now the next role is a counter Toastmaster Rishi Pranashukla.
Basically, I was walking down the street and I saw this strange lady, and she suddenly turned towards me and she smiled, and I was stunned. What did I just do? I framed a sentence with a lot of crutch and filler words like so, basically. It breaks the rhythm of any speeches. So my responsibility is to make notes of such words and present my report when called upon to do so. Thank you.
And the last auxiliary role we have is parliamentarian Toastmaster Rishabh Badhani. Can we have you on the stage, Mr. Badhani?
Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. So my role is to ensure that all the parliamentarian norms are being followed throughout the meeting. And I request everyone to not prompt during the meeting without the prior permission of the president and avoid a usage of sex, religion, or politics in a derogatory manner. And I would request everyone to stay mute and unmute yourself only when you are asked to do so. I will submit my report at the end of the meeting when called upon to do so. Thank you.
Thank you, my helping hands, and I will present my report at the end of the meet. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, evaluator. Our first delivering her project 2 from level 1. She has been mentored by Toastmaster Gagan Singh and will be evaluated by Toastmaster Komal Churaria. When I asked Komal, what is the first F words that comes to her mind? She said, food. Good food is something that has kept her going through the lockdown. Same with all of us. I request her to speak.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests. The speaker is delivering her level 1 project 2 from Dynamic Leadership Pathways. The speaker has already delivered the first speech of this project. The purpose of this speech is for the speaker to demonstrate that he or she has applied the feedback received from his or her first speech. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day. Was I audible?
Yes, you were audible.
Thank you.
When I asked our first speaker, what is the first word that comes to her mind, which starts with the letter F, she replied, father. Her father is the most important person in her life, her superhero. 4 years ago, he had left for heavenly abode, and she misses him a lot. I know what a father means to a daughter. Our first speaker is from City of Joy, Kolkata Toastmasters Club. She is Beauty with brains. She is a civil engineer whose passion is painting and loves music. Please welcome our first speaker, Toastmaster Shamantika Chaudhary, with the speech title, Hari Spoils Curry. Hari Spoils Curry, Toastmaster Shamantika Chaudhary.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, you are.
Yes, Shamatika, you are audible.
Yes, okay. How many of you like Maggie? Please raise your hand as we are attending a virtual meeting. Okay, quite free. I know some people who can easily live days just on Maggie. It only takes 2 minutes to prepare, and the brand markets itself as an instant noodle. Nowadays, we look out things in our life which are instant, like instant food, instant juice, instant soup, instant sari, and the list goes on. The reason behind this dire need of instant product is our busy schedule. Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters, masters of the ceremony, and honorable guest. Today I'm Shamantika. Today I'm going to narrate a very common phenomenon of our life. I'm sure many of us has experienced the same. Hari spoils curry. Isn't it a very true phrase which generally means doing something in a way to get some? It carries the same connotation like haste make waste. I'm a person who always procrastinate my work, and by the end somehow manage to deliver it. Most of the time it worked. but it lacks the perfection and doesn't give the satisfaction. Such a behavior can be traced back to my childhood, where I used to sprint all my way 4 hours in time. Many of the time I missed and ended up reaching late in school. Once I was even sent back home for the same reason. On a side note, I still run in the morning to catch my office bus. During my engineering semester day, I realized the true essence. I would be all night before my semester, from 12 in the morning, from 12 in the night till 5 in the morning of the same exam day. And it continued so much that I got accustomed with this lifestyle of studies. But on the downside, what I thought was studying was only mugging up, and it made no sense once I puked it on paper. Slowly, I started losing my sleep, not for some guys, but over studies. After my college days in 2008, I was at a reception area in a renowned private firm, waiting for my turn of interview. All of a sudden, my eyes fell on my dress. Oh my God, what did I wear? Rather, how did I wear? I realized I wear my dress inside out. I rushed to the washroom and corrected my blunder. The saga of my blunder due to hurriedness doesn't stop here. There was a series of events where I forgot the date of the ceremony I had to attend and arrived at wrong time. Booked flight tickets for a family trip on the very next day instead of booking it 4 months down the road. And eventually I didn't notice the cancellation policy and didn't get any money back. Recently, my medical report showed me that I became a victim of high blood pressure. I was depressed. At this age, I have to live on medicine. Yeah, I know, I'm not that much young, but still, I realized everything is happening due to my haste. Hurry sickness is a psychological term. According to Google, it's a mixture of anxiety and continual feeling of urgency, which increase the stress level and tiredness, but decrease the quality of work. And eventually, it could be a serious reason of serious health problem. Do you talk fast? Do you walk fast? Are you having trouble while waiting in a queue? These are the symptoms of hurry sickness. After going through lots of journals and books, I found a mantra which will help you whenever you tend to make any haste during work. It is fast work. Fastnet. F-A-S-T-N-E-T. F for focus or prioritize your activities. A for avoid multitasking. S for slow down and stop, take a pause between your work. T for time management. We all know it's a very important thing in our life. N for network. You should build a proper network, which can be your support system. It can be your friends, colleague, or even Toastmaster is a nice place to relieve your stress. E for enjoy. Enjoy whatever you are doing, your work. And T for think positive. Think past positive incident. I'd like to conclude my speech and want to give you a thought. In this Uber generation, where everyone is pacing faster than the speed of light, take a moment, relax, sit down, and think. To make biryani, you have to follow a proper method, and obviously you need some time. And we all definitely choose biryani over Maggi, isn't it? It's much more tastier. So plan your job, plan your activity or work before begin to execute, so that your hurry won't spoil your curry. Over to the you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shamantika, for reminding us once again that haste brings waste.
Thank you.
Sorry, some network issues. Our second speaker today will be delivering his Project 1 of Level 2. He has been mentored by distinguished Toastmaster Siddharth Churiwal and will be evaluated by distinguished Toastmaster Archita Tiwari. When I asked her what is the first thing that came to her mind, she again was love, food, and it's self-explanatory. I request her to please read out the speech objectives.
Good evening, Madam Toastmaster of the day. The speaker today is going to deliver his project on understanding his leadership style. And the objectives of the project are to identify what the primary leadership style of the speaker is, and to present a speech on his primary leadership style and discuss other leadership styles in general. Thank you and all the best to the speaker. Timer, please note the timing is 5 to 7 minutes.
Before I go further, let me take the privilege of welcoming when I asked our second speaker the first word that comes to his mind with the letter F, he was aware that there is a parliamentarian. So he said, the second word that comes to his mind is feedback. He thinks it's a breakfast of champions and he values feedback a lot in his life. True. To prevent going back, we need to feed ourselves feedback. Please welcome our second speaker, who is an entrepreneur and content creator and an amazing speaker. Please put your hands together for our second speaker, Toastmaster Naren Agarwal, with the speech titled, What Kind of Leader to Be? What kind of leader to be? Toastmaster Naren Agarwal.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Shreya ji. What kind of leader to be? I'm sure we've all been through this question. What is leadership? How do you perform it? Because leadership is a word that's thrown here and there everywhere. And it's a common thing we share here at Toastmasters. I have been with these questions for a long time myself. People say taking charge, carrying everyone together, having a big position or responsibility, having everyone's back, etc. are all acts of leadership. But how does one define leadership in one phrase? What's one phrase that encompasses leadership? I have adopted the definition of renowned leadership coach, Mr. John C. Maxwell. He says, leadership is simply the power to influence, hopefully positively. That made so much sense to me, the power to influence, because I always thought leadership maybe came with a title, but I had also seen so many extremely good leaders without a badge of honor on their uniform being great at influencing. I came to the conclusion that leadership is the power to influence, whether or not you have a title, position, or grade. And that's what makes the difference. The question then becomes, how can we maximize impact with our influence? Here is where leadership styles come into the play. See, there are multiple styles of leadership, namely affiliative, affirmative, authoritative, altruistic, democratic, innovative, etc. Understanding my leadership style was an interesting journey, and brought forth my strengths and weaknesses thanks to this project at Toastmasters. My top 3 leadership styles were coaching, affiliative, and democratic. What does this mean? Coaching, affiliative, and democratic. To synthesize, this means that I believe in the power of teamwork and getting everybody to work together. I wonder if this is out of my laziness to not do all the work myself, or because of my belief that teamwork makes the dream work. Regardless, I realized through this project that I love to challenge individuals with tasks and responsibilities so that they can develop their own tools and skills on the journey rather than being spoon-fed all the way. The best part about this approach is that leaders get prepared for the future and are capable as they go through a journey of coaching. This really sets you up for a long-term success, and it creates the ability to replace yourself, where somebody can step into your shoes and you can take on better and bigger things while having helped somebody to evolve themselves. I love how also this creates more time for you and the ability to multiply time. Affiliative style now believes in the power of affirmation and positive encouragement, which I think lacks in the Indian organizational structure. People are quick to give negative feedback, but positive feedback is a rarer sight. One exception being the Toastmasters Club here, and that's why leaders are made here. Positive feedback is providing and proving to be powerful to motivate my team members in all the projects and businesses that I'm involved in, and I'm very lucky that I believe in that style of leadership. Lastly, being democratic. What does that mean? It means relying on consensus decision-making and collaboration. I think I have adopted this style because of the belief that we can come up with the best decisions because of disagreements. But the disagreements have to be joyful. See, only when a bunch of cave men and women disagreed that they don't want to live in a cave, that they moved into a tent and then eventually into a civilization. If everybody agreed, we would not be out of the cave and we would still be in the cave. And hence, democratic leadership is a joyful way of addressing disagreements. And I think that's powerful. Having said that, all these leadership styles have their own challenges, because these predominant leadership styles, one thing is, takes a lot of time. A coaching style takes time, and it works only for people who are open to change. You cannot coach someone who's uncoachable. You cannot crack through the nut. You will never find the coconut. Thus, it can become a huge task to influence somebody who's not open to change. Secondly, affiliative style likes to avoid conflict, but it's kind of rare to go without a single conflict in a relationship. And oftentimes when we put conflicts under the carpet, that's when team problems occur. So I became aware that I should work on this. Lastly, the above style work very well for a long time frame, but when time is limited, these styles do not work efficiently. One has to adopt maybe a more authoritative style to get something done quickly and effectively. So overall, I was left confused. What kind of leader to be? And that's the title of my speech. I'm sure you are wondering too, what kind of leader to be? My most important lesson from this project was that yes, we can have our more default styles of leadership, but the most effective leader is someone who can be flexible and switch back and forth between all styles depending on the situation and people at hand. The reason being, it's not the default style of leadership that we have that matters, but what ultimately matters is the positive influence we have on the team and the organization. And hence, what kind of leader to be? The best kind of leader is the leader who can adopt all styles regardless of their default style, depending on the situation at hand. Thank you very much. Over to Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Naren. And before we proceed further, let me welcome you, a person, a lady I'm so for fond of. Please welcome our Division Director, District Director, Distinguished Toastmaster, Jennifer Ghosh. Ma'am, a few words from you, please.
Sorry to come into the meeting and, interrupt the meeting flow. My apologies for that.
Our pleasure, ma'am.
came in to just see how the meeting was going and wanting to wish you all the best. I had a little bit of free time, but now I have to join something else. So I'll be moving out. So all the very best to all these passionate leaders and members.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll be waiting for you. Again, you are meet.
I will come back again. You take care. God bless you all. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Our third speaker will be delivering his Project 3 of Advanced Communication Series. He has been mentored by Toastmaster Shivashankara Pillai Sham and will be evaluated by Toastmaster Deepak Ved. When I asked Deepak what is the first word which starts with F that comes to his mind, Deepak said, fast. Speed is what makes him feel alive. So without wasting any more time, I'll request Deepak to please read out the speech objectives.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster of the day. Our speaker is going to deliver a speech and his objective is to understand that a story can be entertaining yet display moral values. To create a new story that offers a lesson or moral. To tell the story using the skills developed in the previous 2 projects. And the timer, please note that the time limit is 4 to 6 minutes. All the best to the speaker and back to you, Toastmaster.
When I asked our third speaker about the F word, he said further. Further is the word that is a part of him. His father taught him how to stand and take his first step. He has the support of his father always. His father is his ray of hope in darkness. Yes, fathers are our first and forever heroes. Our next president is the vice president of Kharga Toastmasters Club. He's a business analyst in an oil and gas company, passionate about public speaking, traveling, and photography. He was the first runner-up in his area in speech evaluation contest and the first runner-up in division table topics contest. Please welcome our third speaker for the day, Toastmaster Abhijit Rai. Over to you.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Toastmaster there? Okay. Never say no to responsibilities. Fellow Toastmasters and my story listeners. This evening, I'm going to narrate a short story to you, which would have a moral carrying along with it. There were 4 best friends, Ram, Sham, Lokesh, and Mukesh. They were so good and so attached with each other that the only thing that they should do together is fun. They were never so serious about their studies. And one fine evening, they decided to go out to party. The next day, they were to give an exam, which they were never prepared of. Now, it so happened that after partying, the very next day, they decided upon a plan. They made themselves dirty and went to the college professor and gave him an excuse. Sir, yesterday evening, we had an emergency. We had to help our neighbor to take to the hospital. And what so happened while returning, our car tire burst. And for the very reason, we could not prepare ourselves. Well, listening to that excuse, rather, let's not make it an excuse, listening to that note, the college professor said, don't worry, prepare your exam. I will take the examination after 3 days. Well, all were happy. They went back home and started preparing. As usual, they were very easygoing and they never prepared for the examination. However, this excuse which they made to the college professor would have paid the price. What happened after 3 days is they went to the college, prepared well, and went for the examination. Now, the college professor put all the 4 friends in 4 different rooms and gave them a question paper. Told them one thing. Ram, Sham, Lokesh, Mukesh. Here are 2 questions of 100 marks. Please fill the answers carefully. Guess what? What could have been the questions? Well, question number 1, 1 marks, your name. Question number 2, which tire of the car did burst on that night? Options: the right front, the left front, the right back, the left back. 99 marks. Well, you all might have an answer to it. There is a moral which comes with this small story, that we should not hide from our responsibilities. To all greatness lies behind This is a quote which has been mentioned by none other than Winston Churchill. Now, when we talk about responsibilities, I, as an individual, have been taking those days. Since the time I was in school till the time today, I have never said a no to responsibilities. I've seen my dad struggling. I have always gone ahead that extra mile to help him out, and always been in a position not to say a no to anything that I have been required for. Even today, when I have joined Toastmasters and when I took the responsibility of the Vice President Education of my club, I never ran away from my responsibilities. I fulfilled the obligations which is required for an ExCom role. Today, our club is the President Distinguished Club, having 10 of 10 DCP points. What does it reflect, my friends? We as Toastmasters know, it simply indicates that I have gone that extra mile, struggled, ran to achieve my goal. We are responsible for everything that we do. Today, I'm here being a responsible citizen, sitting and relaxing in my home, following the lockdown orders, and also following my boss's orders to resume back office next week, being a responsible employee. Now, my friends, what do we actually understand by the moral of the previous story that I narrated and personal instances that I have told about myself? We as individuals never should run away from the responsibilities that we have got. We should not run away. We should not go behind. Rather, we should make positive steps to everything that comes our way. Toastmaster of the day, I leave it to you to decide what are your responsibilities. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmasters Avijay. And I can feel the pain of having to join back office after this. Our next speaker will be delivering his Project 1 of Level 2. He has been mentored by Toastmaster Rohan Nag and been evaluated by Toastmaster Rupesh Singh. When I asked Toastmaster Rupesh, the first F word that comes to his mind, he said, fire. The word always motivates him to achieve the goals, sometimes even the impossible ones. Only he needs to find the fire behind the goal. I request him to speak about the speech objectives. Toastmaster Rupesh. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
I think he has dropped off. His name is showing, but I am unable to unmute him.
I'm just trying to connect him. Give me a minute. Else we'll proceed with the fourth speaker. Or fifth speaker. Rather.
He texted me that it's like there is a network issue.
Okay. Not able to unmute. Please unmute him.
I am trying, but it's...
He is unable to unmute himself.
Yes, same. Can you please ask him to like drop off and join again?
Tell him to update Zoom, then I think he will be able to. There is a lot of things happening in Zoom. It will be better if he could just update the Zoom.
Has he joined?
No, he has not.
Okay. Let's take a minute or else we'll proceed with the next speaker. Should we wait or proceed with the next speaker?
I recommend that we should go ahead with the next speaker, please.
Okay, sure.
In the interest of time. Thank you.
Yeah. Our next speaker will be delivering his Project 1 from Level 4. He has been mentored by Toastmaster Rohan Nag and will be evaluated by Toastmaster Rahul Maheshwari. When I asked Toastmaster Rahul the first word starting with F that comes to his mind, he said faith. It is important because sometimes life doesn't plan things for you as you have planned for yourself. And no matter how much you want things to go your way, few things just occur naturally. So it is important to sit back and see what life has planned for you. I request him to please read out the speech objectives.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests. Well, the speaker is delivering his Level 4 Project 1 from the Pathways. And the purpose of this project is for the member to lead a small team to the completion of a project. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her experience leading a team. Timer, please note that the timing is 5 to 7 minutes and all the very best to the speaker.
When I asked our next speaker about the F word, he said, football. He's a crazy sport fanatic and football is a major part of his life. Whenever he plays football, he feels free and tension-free. And the only thing that is important is the game. It's not a surprise for all. We know that for our next speaker, football starts with every letter from A to Z. Please welcome our enthusiastic first runner-up in table topics in our division, our Assistant Vice President Education, Toastmaster Vishesh Mehra, with the speech title, Thoughts to Action. Thoughts to Action, Toastmaster Vishesh Mehra.
What is more important? Ideas or the way you execute them? Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I think that both these aspects go hand in hand. Without having a proper idea and proper execution, nothing can be successful. Both of these things are very important. Show me a thumbs up if you have an idea which just died out in your brain and you could not get it to action. So recently, one of my ventures, so-called ventures, taught me that if an idea can be converted into an action, it can benefit a lot of people around you. And this was because during this lockdown period, I felt down, I felt depressed, just because the only thing I loved was taken away from me. That was sports. I could not go out to play. There was no live sports on the television. I felt down. Even though I worked out each and every day, I felt down. Just because I missed the friendship, the camaraderie of my teammates, competing with them in each and every practice session, going out, having the banter with my friends during football. It was very important for me, and it was completely missing. Due to all of this, an idea out of nowhere struck me. And this idea was, why don't I ask my college to organize online fitness sessions for my college hockey team? This was a very good idea. So, me being the vice captain of my college hockey team, I called up the captain and I asked him that, are you on board? He was also very happy because he was also missing his sport. We got in another senior team member. Three of us sat and brainstormed, and we decided what can we do? How can we properly structure this idea to get a proper result? Ladies and gentlemen, we laid down some important guidelines and a structure. The guidelines were that we thought that everybody should have the cameras on during the fitness session, because it was not just about fitness, it was about interaction, it was about the team being one. And the second most important rule, we need to have proper fitness attire, proper workout attire. The framework was something like, we would ask our coaches to design a workout routine for each and every session, which could be done on spot in a small area. You don't need to run around everywhere. If you stand in one spot, you can do that fitness routine. We had two major tasks at our hand. One of them was to pitch this idea to our sports director in college. And the second one was to keep everyone, all of the players motivated. When we pitched this idea to our sports director, she loved it. She was like, why? Why only are you doing this for the hockey team? You should do it for the entire sports department. This was a huge burden. Our work multiplied 10 times. Therefore, we had to resort to division of work. One of the teammates, he started preparing by calling the coaches of each and every college team. The other one started preparing by calling the captains and the teammates. And I had to prepare for a seminar because we chose Zoom as a platform. So I had to teach the captains and the coaches how Zoom has to be operated and how they can get the best out of this platform and how they can use the entire fitness session as an interactive way just to keep the team bonding and the fitness levels high needed at our level. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a huge task, and it being my brainchild, it was very close to me. Then came the D-Day, the day of the first workout session. I have never been so nervous for a workout session, but this was very, very important to me because this was one of the few good ideas I'd ever had. So I moved on and the session continued. And to my delight, I saw each and every one of my teammates' faces to be happy. And the reason for the happiness was me. It made me cherish and relish this moment. It made me feel that this moment was very important and I needed to work hard to make it even better. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been 6 weeks since that day and we are still running strong. Somewhere in the way the interest wavered a little, but we worked very hard to make sure that everyone is motivated. We introduced many things. We introduced competitions, we introduced challenge. Just like today, we had the wall sitting challenge. You ask me, Vishesh, what is wall sitting? It's just like you put your back to the wall and sit. Just that this couch won't be there. It is a proper core exercise, and whoever could do it to the maximum time would be the winner. We keep everybody interested through these competitions through the day. It is said that necessity is the mother of invention. This was a necessity for me. Being active, working out was a necessity for me, ladies and gentlemen. So came out this idea of this online fitness testing. But this idea would fall flat on the ground without the proper execution and the work of my teammates. It was very important for us to execute this entire thing properly to succeed. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a good idea, I repeat, if you have a good idea, don't come up to me later said, Vishesh, you said that if you have an idea, go and execute it. And you do something stupid and bad. Don't come to me later. If you have a good idea, make sure you go and convert this good idea into an action and you move ahead with it till you succeed. Because these good ideas are something which will make this world a better place. What do you say, Toastmaster of the Day?
Yes, indeed. Since Dr. Rupesh is unable to join, so Toastmaster Mayank will evaluate our next speaker. Our next speaker will be delivering his project 1 from level 4. And his evaluator needs no introduction. When I asked him, what is the first word that starts with F, which comes to his mind? He said, fortunate. Yes, we are fortunate to have you amongst us. I request you to please read out the speech objectives.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster today, Shreya. Well, the speaker today is delivering a project on managing change, and the purpose statement for the project is as follows. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice developing a change management plan. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of a change management plan. The timer, please note that the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. Good luck to the speaker, and back to you, Toastmaster today.
Thank you. Our next speaker has been mentored by Toastmaster Rohan Nag. When I asked him of the F word, he said, the word that comes first in his mind is the word which relationships wouldn't exist. If it hadn't existed, we wouldn't be existing. Sometimes there are exceptions without it in relationships. But then the relationships like that are dry. It is not a deed. It is also an expression, an emotion which helps open up boundaries. And the word is flirt. I'd requested him to send his girlfriend the link of today's meeting so that he learns more words starting with F along with flirting. Please welcome our ever-smiling, humorous champion of a division, our Secretary Toastmaster Devarshi Pradhan, with a speech titled Uproot. Uproot, Toastmaster Devarshi Pradhan.
Every now and then, we get uprooted from the place we have set ourselves in and thrown into a completely new field with new surroundings to grow and to make sure that our roots have a greater reach for the future. These uprootings can change and prepare ourselves for the future, which gives us greater and sturdier holds in the ground. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Imagine your first day in school when you meet a room full of strangers whom you were soon going to be friends with. For some lucky one of you, you reach there with your friends from neighborhood. I wasn't that lucky when I joined the Tolls Memorial School. But in the next 8 years, I went on to know everyone in that classroom, getting to know and see every side of my classmates. And since I was in a boys' school, I did see every side. But my dear school had only classes till class 10. So after class 10, I was to be uprooted and placed in a new place where I knew no one. But with the grace of God, 5 of my friends also decided to join me in the same unknown place, Don Bosco School, Siliguri. We had to leave our homes, the familiar faces, the cool air, and get settled again for 2 years. Both schools were Catholic schools, so we didn't have much trouble getting familiar with the rules, regulations, and traditions. But the environment changed. Physically, the Tolls was on top of a hill, right in the middle of a jungle, with no sights of any homes or shops or cars. During class time, the only noise that we could hear were other students, and sometimes the monkeys, and sometimes the train making the sound. It was totally idyllic. We never could open our cardigans except for some rare days when the sun decided to be extreme. From that, we transferred to a place in the middle of a city, where even temperature was hard to tolerate without a fan. And the best classes of library and computer practicals were the classes at AC. We 6 friends went through a lot to get habituated to the weather, but with time, we did gradually adapt. But the real environmental change that we faced was social. The Tolls was a boarding school, right? And having students from all over the country. But since half of the students were day scholars, the language that we spoke when the teacher was not looking was Nepali. Now, Don Bosco is in Siliguri. The language changed from Nepali to Hindi. The only Nepalis in my class were my friends and I. Don Bosco was much more focused when it came to studies. It had been producing all India ranking holders since many years. It had also offered much more co-curricular activities. For the first 6 months, my friends and I stuck together, but we were failing to make other friends, joining new groups, mixing socially as well, and getting good grades. The 6 of us did try adding new friends to our circle. The people who joined always seemed to be a foreigner in our conversations. On top of that, the students who had already been studying in Don Bosco since kindergarten had their own set of groups in which we found ourselves hard to fit in. We were not enjoying the change. We were not enjoying Don Bosco. Some of the students who had joined along with us even gave up and left Don Bosco. Me and my friends decided that if we wanted to enjoy the rest of our school life, we have to get along with others and be more open and leave our close circle. We decided to join different clubs in the school, but this time we did not join the same club. I picked the music club. Half of my friends went to sports club and some went to the literacy club. Then that was the first firm step that we took in adapting towards the change that we had come into. Slowly but gradually, the same environment became friendlier and familiar. I picked up Hindi, even though it still sounds broken. I had to say something when my friends called me Bhutia, ghostly. Slowly, I found myself as a member of the school band. My friends found their places in the school sports team. I went to play on in the concerts for the school. My friends went on to win football games, matches with his new friends. And the next 2 years went so fast and smooth that I couldn't even believe it. The 2 years became some of the best years of my school life, giving me new friends, but also not forgetting the old ones, creating new memories, but also keeping the old ones close. This change brought about a drastic change in my life, the way I lived, the way I was known. But it taught me that as saplings, we have our roots deep and adapted in a soil and spaces in a pot. But when we are uprooted and placed in a field, if we still behave like we exist in a pot and never try to reap the benefits that we can draw from the new environment, we will never grow. To grow, we should change and adapt. What do you think, Toastmaster of the Day?
Thank you, Toastmaster Devarshi. And as I was listening to your speech, I was nostalgic. Oh, wow. What an idyllic meeting it has been. Another word starting with F that keeps me going is fantasy. Fantasy is not an escape from reality. It is a way of understanding it. On that note, I request our general evaluator to please take the meeting forward.
It was an interesting session, and trust me, I learned a lot from this. Now let's begin the evaluating session. First, I would like to have a speaker's evaluation. So I would like to introduce the evaluator of Shyamantika, Toastmaster Shyamantika, to present her evaluation, please.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, and my lost and found sister, Toastmaster Shyamantika. Toastmaster Shyamantika, I could relate to you 100%. I am so convinced that I might go consult a doctor, for I may be suffering from hurry sickness. I not only hate waiting in queues, but I still rush to catch my office bus. There are a couple of things that I really loved about your speech. The first one being the use of humor. When you said that you had to book the flight for 4 months later, but you did it the next day and forgot about the cancellation policy all. And how you fell in love. How you lost your sleep to not boys, but books. I think the pause before every punchline was very appropriate. This was one of the feedback that she had received from her previous speech, and I think she did justice to it. The second thing that I really loved about your speech was the use of virtual podium. All of us are struggling and trying to make the best out of the virtual podium that we have. By showing your entire body and making your virtual presence so effective, your gestures came out really well. How you showed that you would sprint to go to school, or how you came closer to the camera and to make a point, and how you used the Almira to show your message. I think that was a job well done. The third thing that I loved about the speaker was how she used a series of stories to make such a strong point that make haste, not waste. And how we should learn and love the process of making biryani and not Maggie. Just how we need vitamin F to make our immune system a little more stronger. I think here are some vitamin F for feedback to make your speech a little more fabulous. The first thing that I would like to recommend, Toastmaster Shyamantika, is when you moved a little further away from the camera, your audio went a little low. And that is when you were explaining the message fastnet. So I think that could have been worked upon, and you can take care of it the next time. The second thing that you can work upon is to avoid asking direct questions on a virtual podium. You asked how many of you love Maggie, and you gave only a second or a two for the audience to react. And I do not think that you got a lot of response in return. So instead of asking a direct question, you can ask a rhetorical question like, don't all of you love Maggie? So that would have saved 2-3 seconds, and your message would have been more clear. Your start would have been a little more effective. So just to summarize, I would like to say that I loved your series of storytelling. I loved your humor. Only if you could work on the start a little bit, I think your speech could be greater than what it is already. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Komal. That was indeed a
Thank you.
great evaluation. Toastmaster Shamantika, with Toastmaster Komal, I have to disagree with a few points. Your body language was not in sync with you. For example, when you said backward, you have to move all your head and the fingers to the back. So I think that was kind of distracting. And whenever you're making a posture, your upper body and the lower body was not actually accompanying your speech. Your speech was great in this. The humor, the content, voice modulation was perfect. But a little bit of hand gestures and the body movement, I think you will deliver great speech. And for Toastmaster Komal, I would like to say that your evaluation was great. I think every evaluation should be follow the CRC: commendation, recommendation, and commendation. So when you are giving a evaluation, try to make it try to give feedback, but at the end try to make it so that in the next speech the speaker is able to make those changes. That's from my side, and I would like the second evaluator, DTM Toastmaster Archita, please come and evaluate your speaker, please.
There are some speeches that give you information, you listen to them and forget about them. And then there are speeches that truly make you think and challenge you. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, and Toastmaster Naren in particular. Today, your speech challenged us to think what kind of a leader we are. As an audience member, when I look at you as a speaker or as a leader, let me start by telling you that you are fine. What do I mean when I say fine? The F in the fine stands for fantastic voice clarity. Today, all throughout, I felt that you had grace, poise, elegance in your voice. And when you were transitioning from different sentences, your voice was going up and down, the pitch and the tone were modulating, fantastic clarity and fantastic voice modulation used. Next, I thought that there was interesting hand gestures. The counting on the fingers when you're talking about the different leadership styles like affirmative, altruistic, you said 1, 2, and I think that was very well done for a virtual platform. The N in the fine stands for new concepts well explained. A lot of us here, especially who are new to the leadership concepts and don't know what these leadership styles are, really got well informed with your explanations. So that introduction of the leadership styles and their explanations was done very, very well. And finally, the E in the FINE is expression expertise. Your expressions were expert level. Be it the sarcastic smile when you said probably I was just lazy, or the sparkle in the eye when you said about how you as a leader move from one path to another. So I think all your expressions were very much on point. Now let me tell you that in order to move from being a good leader, a good speaker, to a better leader, a better speaker, you have to face the gap. What is this gap? The G in the gap stands for get organized. Today in your speech, I felt that you were not very organized and you did have transition issues moving from one leadership style to another. I felt that the structure was missing and that you weren't very well prepared with the script. So I request you to please put a little bit more effort on the structure, preparation, and the writing part of your speech. The A in the gap stands for adding personal stories. No matter how much you explain or how brilliantly you tell us about the leadership styles, unless you tell us how it affected your personal life, how you used it personally, I will not be able to connect with them. So adding a personal story helps me remember what you said better and also connect with me as an audience. The P in the gap stands for position of the camera. The camera today was not positioned at eye level. Instead, it was positioned somewhere below. And while we always want to look up at you as a speaker, I don't think at a virtual platform, it would be fine if the audience is feeling that they are looking up and you are looking down as a speaker. So the position of the camera, I think, could have been better. Nonetheless, like I said, you're a fine speaker with fantastic voice clarity, interesting hand gestures, new concepts well explained, expression expertise. I want you to bridge the gap of getting organized at personal stories and positioning the camera well to make sure that you become the best version of yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Archita ma'am. So Naren, that was a fantastic speech, let me tell you. But there are something flaws. I'm not in Toastmaster. I think comparing is not a good idea, but let me tell you, the other evaluation that I did in a Toastmaster Club of Delhi. There was a lady with the same objective at the same level. She bring out her. She actually told the speaker what prompts her, what encourages her. She told about the story of Lady Queen Elizabeth, how she was a great leader, and at the end she said, "Am I a leader? Yes, I am." She was very confident. The I'm totally agreeing with distinguished Toastmaster Archita ma'am, whatever she said, but adding a few things that I think your pace was very fast. You could slow a bit. If there were few pauses, that will be great. You could have add anecdotes that will make your speech great. And I think you could use less word. It will be more impactful if you could use less word. Remember, less is more. And distinguished Toastmaster Archita ma'am, I have nothing to say. That was the best evaluation I've ever had. Thank you. Now moving on to the next speaker's evaluation, Toastmaster Deepak Bad. Please evaluate Toastmaster Abhijit Roy.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Good evening, Toastmasters, guests, and responsible Abhijit. Today you told a really amazing story, and I'm going to tell you what is the story that I liked in your speech. Firstly, objectives. Oh, objectives. Now, your objective was to create a speech which has a lesson, is entertaining, and had a twist. Well, it definitely had a lesson. You told us why we should be responsible, and it really had a twist when that principal took the 3 boys in separate room and gave them those questions about which tire was burst out. Are relatable. Your story and your lesson was completely relatable to each one of us. Since we are now in a lockdown, most of us have become lazy and have become irresponsible. So you reminded us to be responsible again. Why? Why one should be responsible, and what happens when one is responsible, or what happens when one is not responsible, was clearly told by you in this speech. Now you had a great story where O was objective, R was relatable, Y was why. What you lacked in a story was S and T. Now, what are those S and T that could have made this a perfect story? S, structure. Now, you told us why one should be responsible. What happens when one is not responsible or is responsible? What you could have added is how to be responsible. For example, one could start being responsible by taking small responsibilities, by making their bed when they wake up, or helping their moms at home, or anything as such. You could have said that. And T, technicals. Now, your video was laggy, which was a network issue which you can't or I can't control. That is okay. But something which you could have controlled was your camera position. Now, you placed your camera in such a way that the light was behind you and your face was pretty dark. So I could not see much expressions on your face. Also, you positioned your camera a little bit lower, and you were looking down on it. So which was looking pretty awkward. Now, as a storyteller, you have to place your camera in such a way and then deliver that story that it gives the audience that experience. Overall, it was a really good speech. Just work on these couple of suggestions. Eventually, you will definitely emerge out as a great storyteller and will surely inspire and motivate others. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak. Now for Abhijit, what should I say? You build up the speech very very politely, and let me tell you, the way you structured was with finesse. Now there are few points that I think you could work upon. Is that when you were talking, you could have used the stage area a bit more, and during online meet, this is the thing that I think I'm lacking. During the meet, I think the body language is something that is lacking from the online meet, and you are uncomfortable. I think there is something sound coming out. Okay, so I think you were uncomfortable. The position you were with, I could see that you were in disinclined, which I think was really painful when you are speaking. So if you could just work upon and try to keep the camera and your lips at the same position, then you will not have problem. And the issue with the light that the evaluator said, I totally agree with him. And coming to the evaluator, I think when we evaluate, we don't use pretty harsh words. You said pretty awkward. I think you could have different word, like it was not suitable for you. So I think when we are evaluating, we should evaluate in such a way that the speaker could improve in his next speech. That's what from my side. And now I would like to call the next evaluator, Toastmaster Mayank Mohan, to evaluate his speaker.
Just give me a second.
Actually, I was the evaluator.
Yes, Rahul, you carry on because I'm the evaluator for the fifth speaker.
All right. Mr. General Evaluator, I'll go first, all right? I'm the evaluator of the first speaker. Mr. General Evaluator, is it fine?
Yeah.
All right, I'll go. Well, good evening, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, and to the Toastmaster who delivered a very idyllic speech, Toastmaster Vishesh in particular. Toastmaster Vishesh, among various other things, the best thing that I liked about your speech was such a fantastic storyteller you are. You touched nearly all those points a great storyteller has to. You started your speech by giving a question, throwing a question to the audience, and how immediately you got everyone hooked to your speech. You started explaining the importance of getting thoughts to action, then your thought of how to be active during this lockdown period, how to be a little more physical, then how you got a solution to that thought or that problem that you had, and eventually you involved many other people into this. You came the solution of your online practice along with the ups and downs of losing motivation along the way while you were practicing, and then you also came up with the opportunity part that your teacher had told to organize such a session for the entire sports department, not to forget ending it with a very strong message. I think the entire speech was a great story for everyone to hear and for a lot of things for everyone to take back home. So that was a very great thing about your speech. Second, very amazing thing I liked about your speech was the good voice modulation. When you were talking about how much you were missing sports, you actually sounded low. When you were talking about organizing such a session for the entire sports department, you made it like that it was a very tedious task. And when you had conversation with your captain or your teacher, you made it look like it was a very good, it was a very important conversation, important discussion that were taken on those calls. So you made the voice modulation very intact throughout your speech. Third, and a very brilliant part of your speech was how flexible your hand movements were. Your hand synchronization with whatever you had to say was very apt. Whichever thing you had in your speech, whether it's going back in time or trying to do something, you backed whatever you said with adequate hand gestures, and that was the brilliant thing about your speech. The hand gestures were completely making sense with whatever you had to say. But Toastmaster Vishesh, we must know that there are always points for improvement. And I have two very important points for you. Starting with the motivation that is required when you're giving this kind of a speech. When you started your speech by saying that how to implement your thoughts or bring your thoughts to action and asked a question to the audience, you are not only asking a question or engaging them, you are actually motivating them to take their thoughts to action. And when you're giving that kind of motivation, the appropriate voice modulation there is required. You had the expressions that completely back that kind of a thought, but the voice modulation that gives that kind of a spike to the audience to get that kind of motivation was missing. So I would suggest you to get that kind of motivation in this kind of speech. Second thing which I really found which could have been worked on was your crutch gesture. You had adequate hand movements, like I said, but after every hand movement, you are coming back to your crutch posture, which is this. Usually this is a very normal position for people to keep their hand, but not all the time. Whenever you are having any hand gesture, like going back over here or going back like this, you are coming back to your original hand gesture. This is this, and which was very noticeable. So on and all, you had a great storytelling. You were very good with the hand movements. The voice modulation was intact. Just a little motivation that was required, and the crutch gesture, which could be avoided, could have made the speech to a whole new level. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, thank you, and thank you, Rahul. And Toastmaster Vishesh Mehra, let me tell you, every point that your evaluator said was up to the mark. You nailed the hand gestures, facial expression. I would like to highlight some of your hand gesture when you said one, stump upon, complete, and many more. I can just go on. And the most, and I think the stage area was lacking. If you could have just your space and with your upper and the lower body and with your hand gestures, trust me, you would have nailed your speech. And for your evaluator, I would like to say that when you are evaluating someone, evaluate in the most, as I said before, CRC. So highlight those points, highlight those moments which you think that could be worked upon, like using stage area and all other things. That's from my side, and I would like to move on to the next speaker, next evaluator, Toastmaster Mayank Mohan.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Weren't you all reminded of a situation wherein you had been uprooted and put in an uncomfortable zone where you had to struggle? At least I was when I was in my school days in my class 10 and 12. Thank you to Toastmaster Deorshi. Good evening, Toastmasters, and specifically my speaker for the day, Deorshi, the ever smiling, ever humorous, and the new ever flirty Toastmaster. Well, Deorshi, the first thing that I really liked about your speech was the structure. It was bang on. If you have heard about the world champion, Toastmaster Manoj Vasudevan, in his initial introduction, he says, "Will you fix it?" And today you said, "Have you ever been uprooted?" I feel that talks a lot about what's going to come in the speech and makes the speaker glued throughout the entire speech. Your body was to the point, and in the end, you concluded very well, which had an impact on the entire audience. The second thing that I really liked about your speech was the way you imaged us, the speech content. Your imagery was beautiful when you spoke about the seed, the soil, the pot. When you are uprooted and put in a different soil altogether, you had created a scenic beauty around your school. So I could feel good about where you were, but I could also feel lonely because you were telling us about how you were spending time with your friends. So the imagery was definitely something that I could imagine realistically. The third thing that I liked was voice modulation. And especially, let me tell you the part where you said the sound of the tree was like, that was mind-blowing, Toastmaster Deorshi. I feel you really performed very well in these three parts. Now, we all have been uprooted somewhere in our life and put in an uncomfortable zone, especially here in a public platform. And I have seen you blossom. So today, let me give you some drops of water in terms of feedback so that I can make sure that your roots go deep and it goes strong. So here's my first recommendation is that in a speech, we have a few intangible assets like a school, a college, but there are some tangible assets like characters. Had you spoken to a friend in your speech where you could have conversed with a dialogue that this is what I feel, what do you feel about it? And therein you show it more realistically about what's actually going on inside your head and you can emote better. So I feel characters and dialogues are something that we can work upon. The second thing we can work upon is emotions. Now, Toastmaster Deoshi, emotions is a mix of voice modulations, your facial expressions, and your gestures. As I said, voice modulation was bang on, but facial expressions were lacking, Deoshi. You went low when there was something which you wanted to talk from your heart, but your face didn't tell that story. Your smile did not talk. Your eyes did not show me that sorrow. I feel if expressions could be used better, if your facial muscles can be used better, I think this speech can go to a great level. The third thing is sentence delivery. In a few parts of your speech, you broke the sentence by saying rules and regulations and traditions. Try to be more smooth with your sentences by saying rules, regulations, and traditions. So make sure that your delivery of the sentence is smooth so that the audience does not have to break in between the thought process and they don't need that time to catch up. Over and all, I feel great imagery, great structure, great voice modulation. However, having uprooted yourself, just work on your dialogues and character positionings, the emotions that we can talk about, and your sentence delivery. Believe me, this is a speech that can make you champions because the message is very strong. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. Vishesh, what should I say about your speech? The best thing I liked about your speech was...
Just an interference, Aditya. You have already evaluated Vishesh and Rahul. It's Deoshi who was supposed to be evaluated right now.
I so wish I could have given that evaluation.
Nice one.
Sorry. There was some mistake. So Deoshi, let me tell you something. It was a remarkable speech. Can Deoshi just raise your hand, or just yeah. Sorry, I couldn't. I got your name wrong. Your speech was phenomenal. The most intriguing part of your speech was simplicity. You don't need some fancy word or some like idioms that are up to the mark. You just need to connect with your audience. That's the best I liked about your speech. Just keep doing on, and the way your evaluator said about gave you the feedback. If you just apply those feedback in your next speech, I think you will be a great speaker. And for the Mayank Mohanta, trust me, you did a great job. It was a great evaluation from your side. Thank you. Now I would like my tag team to present the award. First, I would like to introduce the timer. Please, can we have the timer on the stage?
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Every speaker was on time today and everyone is eligible for voting. That's all from my side.
Okay, so whenever you are delivering a time at the beginning, you should say that I think you didn't have the record of every speakers. So whenever you are giving your report at the beginning, make sure that you have a time limit of every speakers and try to explain that at the 5-minute red card, 5-minute green card, 6-minute yellow card, and the red card at the 7-minute, and there is a 30-period grace time. And if you cannot complete a speech within the time limit, you will be disqualified. And I think you could have, the timer could have specified the time of every speaker. Or I give you a suggestion, whenever your timer next time, you mention like Toastmaster Shamantika time limit was like, for example, her time limit was 5-minute 45 seconds. You could have said, for her speech, haste makes waste, Toastmaster Shamantika took 5-minute 45 seconds. So it gives the more content to your role. Every role is important, and the way we present and execute, I think that's the most important. So now I would like to mention the next auxiliary role player. I think that was Bob Conter, I think. Sorry, yeah.
The top 3 wow moments were the third one, when Toastmaster Deoshi speech where he compared himself with that uprooted tree. And the second one is when the Abhijit story, where the Abhijit story took a twist and the principal took the 3 boys to the 3 different rooms. And the first one was the Toastmasters Narayan's speech on leadership. The way he explained us the meaning of the true leader and the skills of the true leader. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Umang. Now I would like to present the counter report by Rishi, Toastmaster Rishi. Can we have you on the stage, please?
It was such an idyllic meeting. I was scratching my head to look for those. So, like, basically. But to present my report, I have to search or I have to present some crutch and filler words. Toastmaster Shreya had 2 so's, 1 basically, and 3 small pauses. Toastmaster Abhishek had plenty of R's, 1 like. Toastmaster Komal had plenty of ums. Toastmaster Shamantika had 1 small pause. Toastmaster Archita had 1 R. Toastmaster Naren was flawless. Toastmaster Deepak had 2 R's. Toastmaster Abhijit had 1 small pause. Toastmaster Vishesh was flawless. Toastmaster Devshi had 1 R. Toastmaster Mayank was flawless. And Toastmaster Rahul was also flawless. So that's why the meeting was idyllic. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Rishi. Now I would like to present. I would like you to present the grammarian report by Toastmaster Mridul Sengupta.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya. Good evening, everyone. So, the 2 pronunciations which I would like to mention could have been corrected were bolstering and father. Apart from that, kudos to Toastmaster Shreya and Toastmaster Rishi for using the word of the day, which is idyllic. The good usages of grammar in this meeting were bolster the immune system of our mind and willpower, haste brings waste, power of affirmation, going that extra mile, camaraderie of our teammates, and adapting towards change. Some incorrect usages which could have been improved are it would be emerge as a winner and not emerge out as a winner. Never should run away should be should never run away. Did went through a lot would be did go through a lot. Now, more stronger should not be used one after another because both are comparative forms of words. So since stronger is a comparative form of strong, so we should use more strong or only stronger. Apart from that, resume to office would be resume work. Resume back office would be resume to office or resume work because resume means going back to something. So resume back should not be used side by side. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster Aditya.
Now we could have parliamentarian report by Toastmaster Rishabh Hadani.
Thank you, General Evaluator. All the parliamentarian norms were followed. Back to you. That's it from my side.
Okay. Now, I think this club could, I think you could, with online meeting, my club has started, especially me, I have started new experiment with role. I have, for example, last week I was a counter and this is the way I reported my counter report. As you can see, there is a report, short pauses, so and so, well, long pause and suggestion. So you could make your role interesting as a counter. You could do as a timer, you could use as a grammarian and anything. And I think because of this technology, we can bring innovative. It is the speakers were up to mark, but the role player, I think, on the other hand, didn't pay attention to the to those moments where we were. I felt was missing. For example, grammarian could highlight. For example, there were few grammatical. There were few great grammatical from Shamantika, Toastmaster Shamantika. She used connotation. There were many. I guess if I was the grammarian, I would have noted down a bunch of like a huge amount. So I think the role player could take roles more seriously from the next time so that the evaluating session could be more interesting. Remember, evaluation is the heart of any meeting. It's not the table topic, it's not the speeches, but the feedback, because we could use it in our next speeches. Now, I would like to hand over the stage to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you. That's from my side.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. With this, I'll call upon the President of our club, distinguished Toastmaster Archita Tiwari.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Shreya. And before we go ahead, just a few words to our guests, especially to our wonderful and the ever so knowing General Evaluator. Thank you so much, sir, for your feedback. It's wonderful to have your feedback. Just a few clarifications as the president of the club. We meet at a venue which lies in the heart of the Kolkata, or the city of Kolkata, I'm sure Park Street, right? There's a time constraint at the venue, and therefore, as per the rules of the traditions of the club, the grammarian usually notes down the top good usages and the top not so good usages or the areas of improvement. The wow counter also notes down only the top moments that need to be shared, and at the same time the timer is requested to only say whether or not all speakers are eligible for voting, and if not, which speaker and why. All of this is done in the interest of time, and if any speakers want to know about their grammar or about their timings, then they are free to contact the role players offline and get the reports. So thank you so much for all your humble suggestions, and we hope that you wouldn't mind the role players not giving elaborate reports, only in the interest of time. I'm sure they're all doing a lot of justice, a lot of fairness, and a lot of dedication towards the role that each of them play. Thank you so much. With that, thank you, sir. With that, may I request our Tech Master of the Day to please launch the votings. Do we have the results of the poll with us if everyone's voted? All right, so here goes. The best speaker for today among the five speakers that we had goes to Toastmaster Naren Agarwal. Congratulations, Naren. The best evaluator among all the evaluators that we had today, that is all the five evaluators, goes to myself. Thank you guys for being so humble, for being so generous and so kind. The best role player in the category of the Toastmaster of the Day and the General Evaluator goes to our ever so wonderful Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Shreya. Congratulations, Shreya. Job very well done. The best auxiliary role player among the timer, grammarian, wow counter, R counter, and the parliamentarian goes to our perfectionist grammarian, that is Toastmaster Mridula Sengupta. Thank you so much, guys, and congratulations to each and every one of you. With that, we have with us a few people who are visiting the club for the first time. So let me just ask if, or at least I think I'm noticing them for the first time. Toastmaster Sagar, if you're here, can we just have your feedback before we call off the meeting? Maybe just one line or so. Can someone help me check if Sagar is there? Looks like he is. Okay.
I do not think he's here.
He just unmuted himself.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. Never mind. With that, I think we've had all our guest introductions. Thank you, Shamontika, for coming in and for delivering such a wonderful speech. It really was a pleasure to have you. Thank you, Aditya, for being here. Hi, I see our little angel. If you can't see, please go to Toastmaster Shreya's screen. She is the budding would-be Toastmaster, future Toastmaster, like people say. And Vishesh was looking scary, so I'm so glad that he turned off the camera. Okay, Vishesh is back. Hi. Thank you so much, everyone, for such a wonderful, wonderful meeting. And I'm glad that all of you have been there the whole time. Our speakers have done a wonderful job. Anything else that I'm missing out, or if anyone else would like to say anything? Otherwise, we'll call the meeting to an end.
Arshita, I would like to say something really quick. I apologize. My audio froze or whatever happened. I totally missed the evaluation that you gave for me. But congratulations on becoming the best evaluator for today. I'm sorry I'll get the personal evaluation again. Sorry, guys. I feel so bad.
I will give it to you, and I think we have it on recording. So just contact.
Yes,
Deepak
yes.
and
Don't worry, Naren. We have got it recorded.
Thank
you. For all topics,
Thank you.
please contact Deepak, and we have no branches. We have a message from Galaxy A70 who says that he or she is a guest, and that's a really interesting name. So, ma'am or sir, could you please say whatever a few words about yourself?
Greetings to everyone. Actually, my name is Aryan, and I am a student of St. Xavier's College, Kolkata. And speaking to all the orators, I think you have all raised the bar, and I really, loved all the speakers. Like their accent was really well, and I hope to see them as soon as the lockdown gets open. And I love to be a part of the Toastmaster Club. That's all I need.
Thank you so much, Aryan. However, you weren't visible at all, or was that just at my end? Did anybody else manage to see Aryan?
Oh, ma'am, actually, my video, like I closed my camera. That's why.
There you are. Fair, fair, fair. And please rename yourself as Aryan, because we really wouldn't know who was logging in. So we thought maybe one of us kind of logged in from another device. So
Okay. Oh,
thank
okay.
you.
Sure, ma'am.
And we're so glad to have you with us, Aryan.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else has anything to say? Otherwise, thank you so much, guys. I think we can call it a day today. And let's meet again. We have a joint meeting coming up tomorrow evening where we have it with the two clubs from Mumbai and from Bangalore, if I'm not wrong. Is it Shreya?
Chennai.
Yeah, so I keep Chennai and Kharagpur. I'm so sorry.
3 metros. Khargar, Mumbai.
Khargar. Yeah, Mumbai, Chennai, and Kharagpur. That's right. Yes.
3 metros.
Yeah, memory loss, I think, happens at my end sometimes. But we have that meeting tomorrow, and it's going to be a wonderful session. We have a 2-time world champion or runner-up at the world champion, Rich Hopkins, delivering a special session, a special workshop for all of you. So please be there. It will be super fun. And we have some interesting guests that are going to be there with us tomorrow. For any queries, please feel free to contact Shreya, myself, or anyone else from the EC. Thank you so much. Let's call it a night. Good night, everyone.